Each quarter tells a story. From Wall Street heavyweights to emerging disruptors, we break down the numbers, the reactions, and the moves that matter most. Real data, real insights, in real time. This is Earnings Central Live with Verified Investing.
Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to Earning Central Live. My name is Lawton here with Verified Investing Pro Trader and your host and guide. As always, I hope you guys consider liking and subscribing to the Verified Investing YouTube channel. It really helps us with the algorithms. I would take a little more time to do this intro, but we got to go fast because we have earnings in literally 5 minutes. We have 3 stocks for you today: Autodesk, Workday, and then finally Dell. I'm just going to hop into it, but for those of you at home, just know that these earnings are going to come out. We're going to potentially trade them in the after hours. I'm going to give you my exact levels of support and resistance. But if you want to follow along at home, make sure that you are trading in extended trading hours so your orders are filled. Anyways, let's talk a little bit about Autodesk. First, can we throw up that graphic, please? Thank you so much to my team. So for Autodesk, their forecast estimated is $2.52, earnings per share 10% up year over year, and their revenue is expected to be $1.85 billion, a 12% increase year over year. That's expected. So let's see what the charts have to say about where price is likely to go. Can you throw up my charts, please, team? And I'll talk about my levels of support and resistance. So on my chart, guys, my chart, please. So on my chart, you can see here my support and resistance levels. My first level of support is down here around $282.34. 282.34. There's a beautiful gap fill down here, basically from last earnings, right? Slightly before then. Other than that, I have an additional gap fill down here around $273.50. Now, these are 2 different levels depending on how aggressive of a trader you are. This first level is fairly aggressive level, and this one is less aggressive. For resistance, the 311.19 level gap fill from October 28th would be a nice potential entry for a short. And then you see all these pivot highs here, all this consolidation for a little bit more of a resistance, conservative resistance level around 326.74. Throw up Workday for me, please, the EPS numbers. So on Workday, if you could, thank you so much. 217 earnings per share is the expected amount, up 19% year over year. As far as their revenue is concerned, they're expecting $2.42 billion, up 13% year over year. Back to my charts, please. And looking back at the charts, my levels of support and resistance, my really aggressive level is going to be right here around 216.55. Right, that's just a level that it literally hit last week, right? But still 7% down. And my more conservative level would be a drop down here to 211.30, right? About 10%. For resistance to the upside, there is going to be a gap fill up here, 7% higher, around $250. And an additional level up here, around 10% higher, around $257. So those are my 2 levels for Workday and Autodesk. So I'm going to go ahead and put these on the screen, and we'll react to them in real time and switch between the 2 as they release. We have about 45 seconds until these earnings come out. Guys, if you could come to me, camera to me. So we're going to see if these levels hit. Remember, guys, to put your orders in extended trading hours. I have the support and resistance levels down below on that scroller. If you want to follow along, make sure you're in extended trading hours. Make sure to go smaller, guys, because these moves, when they happen, are going to be fast and they're going to be big, right? That's what makes it fun. We have about 8 seconds left, guys. Let's see if we can't get some trading action on Workday or Autodesk. I have it on the screen here. So I'll let you know once those come out. things should start to get crazy here in just a moment. I have Dell in about 5 minutes, but I'm going to focus on these for at least a couple of minutes, and then we'll talk about Dell's levels. And this is the crazy thing about earnings, right? You're not really able to get comfortable because as soon as you're kind of lulled to sleep, Autodesk's not really moving right now. No earnings, no movement. Then all of a sudden you get slammed and the stock starts moving. I'm watching that. Thank you so much, Murdad, for messaging. Thanks for your kind words, Murdad. So if you guys have anything you want to say in the chat, I'm reading that. Okay, so Autodesk starting to pop here a little bit, about 1.5% higher, but we would need a little bit more until it hit that more aggressive level around 311.19. As for Workday, not much has happened yet. It's only been a minute since these earnings potentially came out. And take a look at this. Autodesk, wow, big move on Autodesk here. Getting closer. 311.19 is that first level, guys. If you remember when I saw it, okay, right there, it hit 311.19. Now, is this the area that we're going to see a pullback, or does it go to my more conservative level around 326? Let's see what happens here on Autodesk. Back to Workday, a little bit of movement, but let's focus here on this Autodesk. Starting to come in now. Wow, guys, nice pullback down below 309. Wow, amazing reversal. There's over 1%, guys. If you're in this trade, cut it right now. You would have taken 1.6% in literally less than a minute, guys. Cut it right here. You could take 1.6%. Amazing, amazing, amazing. Workday heading towards that level, about 250.61 is that first level of resistance. Let's see if it gets hit. But Autodesk, amazing trade, guys. Okay, Workday seems to have hit that first aggressive level. Had a beautiful pullback here. You could have made 1% on Workday already if you were quick enough. But I understand that these things can move significantly. Approaching my secondary level of resistance on Workday. Remember that 256.84. Nice pullback here on Workday, guys. Could this be a twofer? There's your 1%, guys. If you want it, 1% in the bank right there on Workday. If your levels are preset, you could take Workday and Autodesk for them. Wow, this thing continuing to flush. You could have taken 4% on Workday off of that level. Guys, this is why these levels are so important. A lot of people ask me, technical analysis doesn't work. Well, it worked here. Wow, look at this amazing flush here on Workday, guys. About 4% from my entry, continuing down. Workday might even go negative. This is incredible, guys. If you shorted Workday, you are rolling in it. Autodesk, that trade looks to be done. And it's not over yet. We have Dell in literally 2 minutes, guys. So, but if you entered this Workday, congratulations. You took 5%. At least. Okay, back to Dell. I don't have a lot of time, guys. We have less than 2 minutes. Throw up the EPS for Dell for me really quick, guys. Okay, so Dell, we're expecting 2.47 earnings per share, up 15% year over year. As far as revenue, we're expecting a revenue of around $27.13 billion, an increase of 11% year over year. Back to my charts. Please. So guys, my levels of support and resistance are as follows. We've already taken 2 potential trades for some decent money, but let's see if we can go 3 for 3. My levels of support and resistance, we have about 1 minute and 20 seconds, so this is going to go quick. It's on the scroller below. My first level of resistance is that 133.77 gap fill all the way back from Friday of the 14th of November. Secondary level up here basically around 139.62. As far as support, my first level of support is this pivot low from the 21st of November, not too far away, about 116.63. Secondary level, we go back to this gap fill around 109, basically a pierce of $110. Okay, remember those levels, but if you've taken the other trades, I mean, you're chilling. You're happy. Back to me, please. Wow, look at this fade on Workday from that level. Beautiful, 5% from that level. Oh, it does not get better than that. Autodesk, same thing. Could have taken 3.7% from that level. Wow, congratulations to anyone who took that trade. Okay, Dell starting to come out. Earnings come out in 20 seconds. So let's react in real time as price action continues. I forgot that I had this big board behind me. I'm supposed to draw on. Okay, big pop here on Dell. Let's see if this continues. Remember that first level of resistance is that 133.77 level. It looks like it got pretty close. It got to 132.68 would need a little bit more in order to hit that first level of resistance. Getting so close, about $1 away. Let's see if we can push a little more and then get that ultimate pullback in Dell. Let's see here, guys. Ooh, this is crazy. This is crazy. This is what everyone thinks trading is like every single day, right? They think charts are going crazy and everything's like crazy. And the reality, most of trading is not. Okay, 133.77 just hit. And Dell starting to pull back a little bit. Wow, there's 1.5% for you if you want it. You can just take it there. Continuing to flush, guys. This is crazy. Oh my God. 4% on that trade if you wanted it. If you want 4%, then you take 4% 3 different times in the span of 5 minutes. Where else are you gonna get action like this? Nowhere. And I'm spitting everywhere. And it's fine. It's whatever. I'm cooked. Wow, guys, there's another 4%er. There's 3 4% in a row. Autodesk, Workday, Dell. I mean, what else is there to say? I don't have much else to say, but this is incredible. Dell continuing to sell. Oh, these levels are crazy. All right, let me talk a little bit about how I found these levels, and then I'll cut it for today. But this is absolutely incredible. 3-4% gains. My first level on Autodesk. Okay, this was a gap fill back from the 28th of October. On Workday continuing to fall, guys. Could have taken 7% from that level. Jeez. Another gap fill up here from the 12th of June. And finally, guys, this Dell level. So beautiful. Could have taken 6% from that level. Absolutely incredible. There's a gap fill up here from the 14th of November. It's not always gap fills that I play, but in this case, there's 3 for 3. 4%ers on gap fill. I know Drew has his show in about 13 minutes. I don't have much else to say. Oh, I forgot, guys. Thank you so much for watching. For those of you who haven't heard, I just recently launched a course yesterday. It's on sale now, 50% off, 0 to 60 trader, crypto edition in 60 minutes. My words are all getting jumbled up. It's for anyone out there who's always wanted to potentially trade crypto, but you're worried about security. You don't know how to set up a brokerage, an exchange, an account, what's a wallet, all of that stuff. There's no TA in it, but if you go into this knowing zero about crypto, not having any sort of cryptocurrency wallet or anything, it'll take you from nothing to being able to follow our trades in 60 minutes. And on top of that, you get a free 1-month subscription to Smart Money Crypto, so you can follow Ben, Drew, Garrett's trades. Thank you guys so much. That was incredible. Listen, that's one of my first, this is like my 3rd show. I can't say that this is going to happen every time. You know, last time, unfortunately, it was kind of a dud. Thank you so much for the kind words, Merdad, Jaden, Sal, Kay, Jose. Thank you guys so much. This has been so much fun for me. I hope you guys enjoyed. And if you guys are enjoying this as much as I am, please consider liking, subscribing, following us on socials. You can find me on Twitter or X at Lawton Investing. Have a great night, and we'll see you for trading the close in just a few minutes. Bye, guys.